Just like every single week, there are always so many things happening in Northwest Arkansas. Today is no different. Today we're covering the top 4 wild things happening in the area, and one of them includes over $500 million. So let's talk about that. Hey everybody! If you don't know who I am, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. If you weren't aware, I actually was a real estate broker located in the dumpster fire, the horrible, the no good state of Illinois, the worst. Anyways, I kind of moved anywhere I wanted to in America. I kind of moved to Kentucky, to Tennessee, to Utah, to Montana, to Asheville, to anywhere I wanted to in America. But I chose Northwest Arkansas because it is by far the best place to live in America, literally by far. So if you ever want to talk about why I chose Northwest Arkansas versus anywhere else in America, call me, text me, let's meet up for coffee and we can talk about, again, why I chose here versus anywhere else in America. All right, and the first thing we need to cover about wild things happening in Northwest Arkansas is actually going down to Fayetteville, of all places. Lewis Park, which is a well-loved park in Fayetteville, mostly on the kind of like central west side of Fayetteville. Besides that, a brand new aquatic center has definitely been announced for that area. This is gonna be a big win for that area, and a little bit of a side note, these aquatic centers are becoming more and more common in the area. I mean, we're having Collier Park has been basically redone. We have a lot more things being done in Fayetteville and Bentonville and Rogers and Springdale. So it's not just unique just to Fayetteville about these brand new aquatic centers, but it's becoming more of a trend across all of Northwest Arkansas. I think the reason being is because a lot of subdivisions don't end up putting their own pools, which is fine. Of course, not everyone wants a pool, but a lot of times, especially coming from Chicago, a lot of people would end up having pools and stuff in their subdivisions, but not down here. So the cities are kind of, we'll say, covering that bill, flipping the whole system and saying, you know what, if subdivisions are not gonna do it, if builders are not gonna do it, we will take it upon ourselves, which is cool, fine, whatever, doesn't make a difference. But Lewis Park is gonna have its new aquatic center, so if you are looking to move to that central, kind of west side of Fayetteville, this is gonna be a big win for you. Plenty of fields there, plenty of space. If you've ever been by Lewis Park, it's basically just a lot of soccer fields and a couple swing sets and stuff. Pretty basic, which is fine. So this new addition is gonna be a big win for the area itself if you are in that Fayetteville area. So multiple pools, looks like there's gonna be potentially some water slides. I'm looking at the data right here. We're talking 5 pools. Oh my gosh, they are not messing around. So yeah, it's gonna be a big honking aquatic center over in Fayetteville here pretty soon. And the second crazy thing happening in Northwest Arkansas is that Crystal Bridges, the famous Crystal Bridges, is finally announcing their big expansion opening date in 2026. Actually, I thought it was gonna be fall of next year. No, they're moving ahead a little faster. June 6th and 7th of 2026, the grand opening of the expansion is gonna take place, looking at the data right now, doubling the size of Crystal Bridges. So a little bit of a backstory. Almost a decade ago, Alice Walton actually built Crystal Bridges. And the crazy thing is there's so many stories out there in the world that talk about how she was collecting artwork all across Paris and New York and LA and Italy and stuff and bringing it to Arkansas. And I'm gonna call them a nice gentle way of saying this, but the art snobs of the world were super upset because the fact that she was bringing to this podunk place of Arkansas. No one's gonna go see these beautiful pieces. What are you doing, Alice? This is stupid. Little did they know that she's building an amazing, obviously, art museum in Northwest Arkansas in Bentonville. The other side note that they didn't realize is that it's always free. Free entrance at all times. And we've had some crazy pieces of art here. One of my favorites is always the Constitution, like a legit copy of the Constitution. There's like maybe 8 or 7 original copies left. Bill of Rights, all those American USA paperwork, we'll call it that way, have actually been through the Crystal Bridges, plus obviously plenty of other amazing art. It's not really artwork, but it's kind of cool heritage. So again, Crystal Bridges has a ton of pull in the art world now. They didn't before. Really cool to see that happen, and good on Crystal Bridges to opening up. So I'm sure they're gonna have amazing new artwork pieces, but definitely just bookmark, all the different things on your calendar. June 6th and 7th of 2026, the expansion will be happening. So super cool about that. I will definitely be there. Whoa, I made something for you. I made something called 3-day itineraries. So maybe you're looking to check this place out, looking to see if it's the best place to live in America. I made 3-day itineraries literally for you. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids, whatever it is, I have 3-day itineraries linked below. So go ahead and download them and use them when you get down here. Also, you might be using things like Realtor.com, Zillow, or Redfin. Way too slow. Notifications, way too slow. That's why I made something called Instant Home Updates. It sounds exactly what it is. So enter your information below, name, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, Where do you want to move to in Northwest Arkansas? Enter all the information below. I'll make sure to miss a single notification when it comes for home for sale or for rent, all in Northwest Arkansas. Also, side note, every single Friday, I send an email out just talking about all the cool things happening in Northwest Arkansas. What's going on downtown Bentonville? When is First Fridays? When is First Thursdays? What new buildings are moving here? What new businesses are starting up? What new restaurants? There are so many things all the time happening in Northwest Arkansas. But I need you to be aware. I just need you to be a little heads up. You will get a little fear of missing out, little FOMO, so to speak, but I promise you will be the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. And the third crazy thing happening in Northwest Arkansas is that there is going to be another restaurant church in Northwest Arkansas. Obviously, Bentonville has Preacher's Son, church converted to an amazing restaurant with a speakeasy below, one we do not speak of because it doesn't exist. Or does it? But regardless, a new restaurant church is coming to Fayetteville, Arkansas, near Gully Park. They don't have a name for the restaurant quite yet, but just from the renderings, looks really cool. I'm excited for that. But the other part of it is that they're actually building multiple townhouses next to it, 8 I think to be exact. This is becoming more common in Northwest Arkansas, is that they are building sometimes a little commercial, like a restaurant, bar, I don't want to say strip mall, but kind of like upper end things next to townhouses. Now the concept, a lot of this is obviously is to that if you're going to put these kind of normal amenities that people need in the actual urban settings, it is gonna be well used and well loved. Having a restaurant tucked away amongst housing is becoming more common rather than getting in your car, driving across town, getting in the parking lot, walking, you know what I'm saying? So like, of course those places will always exist, but having these kind of restaurants kind of baked into more housing is becoming way more common. Now this has always been an ideal with apartments and townhouses. They've done this a lot on the South Yard in Fayetteville, where they actually put a bunch of apartment complexes, hotels actually, near like Sweet Greens and a barbecue place, and obviously a Mexican place. So there's a lot of that stuff going on, plus bars and stuff. So that's common now, but before, never would that happen. So cool to see Fayetteville. Plus Rogers has done a lot of this. Bentonville's on the cusp of doing a lot of this as well. They just got done doing Lumen and a couple others that actually work together with a coffee shop. Crystal Flats has been known for this. They have a bunch of commercial underneath there, coffee shops and bakeries and stuff. So it is becoming more common practice, but almost a decade ago, ain't gonna happen. And the fourth and wild thing happening in Northwest Arkansas is going back to that $500 million thing I mentioned earlier. There's a $500 million expansion being done by Beaver, basically by Beaver Lake. Little side note, Beaver Lake, obviously that massive lake on the east side of Northwest Arkansas, is the main drinking water for Northwest Arkansas. Obviously with the expansion, it has grown exponentially, like 65% increase since 2020. They have over 10 major projects happening in Northwest Arkansas, big pipelines. There's one by P Ridge being cutting through on the south end, going through Bentonville. Like they're expanding everywhere to get more water to more places. But $500 million expansion is wild. A little bit of side note, the actual dam that actually dams up Beaver Lake is actually a huge power supply for Northwest Arkansas. We obviously draw a lot of power from, I believe, the nuclear power plant in Little Rock, which is about like 3 hours away. But there's obviously, those things are big components for electricity and also water in Northwest Arkansas. But having over $500 million expansion, what this really tells me is that they're ready for expansion in the area. Now, they're not expecting like 10 million people, but what they are thinking is the fact that their expansion is not going to slow down. We'd rather get ahead of the curve. Unlike other places in America, they're always behind the ball. Northwest Arkansas is behind the ball in a couple things. Some would argue infrastructure a little bit, some would argue sewer, which I do agree with. But when it comes to hard utilities and overall expansion and forward thinkingness of how things should go, they're way ahead of a lot of things. Now, some of it has to do with the Northwest Arkansas Council. Some of it has to do just good leadership and good planning. But having a $500 million expansion is a big win for the area because they're really saying, hey, this area is not going to slow down. There's gonna be more water needed. Let's just get it done now versus having it like to really band-aid this up for another 10, 15 years. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Again, if you have not been down to Northwest Arkansas quite yet, I made something called the NWA Starter Pack. A starter pack full of all the cool things in Northwest Arkansas. It comes with a 120-page guide, literally city by city, thing by thing, everything about Northwest Arkansas in one big packet. It comes with the 3-day itineraries, it comes with postcards, it comes with all sorts of cool things. Also, side note, you do need this because it comes with the official NWA coloring book. I mean, come on, don't you want that? I want that right now. Starter pack comes right to your home, literally package shipped right to your home. Enter all the information below and make sure to get the package shipped to you right away. Also, side note, it does come with your first free mountain bike, so That's pretty cool. And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. It is my favorite for F word. Free! So enter your information below. Make sure to get that package shipped to you right away. All right, guys, I'll see you next one.